Hello, children. Good morning. Yesterday, we have seen that the writer had lot of interest to learn swimming, but he had fear of water. And how did he develop the fear of water? He narrates one experience. But now we are going to come across very bad experience that he had in his childhood that had a deep impression or that had deep impact on him, and it really created a lot of fear in him. So let us learn and listen to his experience, which he calls it as misadventure. My introduction to the YMCA swimming pool revived unpleasant memories and stirred childish fears. Now he has decided to learn swimming because his mother has told him that Yakima River is very treacherous. It is very dangerous. Now he has decided to learn swimming where? In YMCA swimming pool. What is YMCA? Young Men's Christian Association. So he wants to learn swimming there. Now, but when he has decided to go and learn swimming there, suddenly it brought back, revived, it brought back all those unpleasant memories that he had in his childhood. So, what was that unpleasant memory of the childhood? That when he had gone with his father, what had happened? When he had gone with his father to the beach. But in a little while, I gathered confidence. And he had decided to learn swimming, so he gathered confidence. I paddled with my new water wings. So, what he has done, he has taken water wings and he started paddling his feet. So, usually, those who learn at the beginning, you'll find them catching the bar, small children catching the bar and paddling with their legs. So, watching the other boys and trying to learn by aping them. Now, we use the word aping Western culture. Aping means what? Aping means copying or following. So, aping them. So, copying their actions. And he was also paddling with his new water wings. So he had bought new water wings and he was paddling with those water wings. He was trying to learn swimming. He was a very keen to learn swimming. I did this 2 or 3 times on different days and was just beginning to feel at ease. He was feeling comfortable in the water and suddenly the misadventure happened. And this incident is very important from examination point of view too. So what was that misadventure? Opposite of adventure is misadventure. Adventure, you are taking a risk and it's a very thrilling experience. But misadventure, the adventure that has turned into disaster, that is misadventure. I went to the pool. I went to the swimming pool. Which swimming pool? YMCA swimming pool. When no one else was there. He was all alone. The place was quiet. The water was still. It was quiet, water was still, no movement. The tiled bottom was as white and clean as a bathtub. So clear water, not dirty water. Nobody had come for swimming. He was all alone there in the swimming pool. I was timid about going in alone. So he did not have courage to go alone in the swimming pool and swim or practice swimming. So I sat on the side of the pool to wait for others. So he wanted to learn swimming. He was very keen to learn swimming. He happened to go to the swimming pool. But who was there? No one else was there. He was all alone. And therefore, he did not have courage to go and practice swimming. So what is he doing? He's sitting all low there on the side of the swimming pool. And he was waiting for others. What happened then? I had not been there long when in came a big bruiser of a boy, probably 18 years old. So there is a boy who had come there. And bruiser, very tough, rough, muscular. So very manly boy, a teenager, 18 years old, he happened to come there. He had thick hair on his chest. He was a beautiful physical specimen with legs and arms that showed rippling muscles. So very manly, muscular, young chap had come there. And what does he do? He yelled. Now here he yelled suddenly. He shouted at him, "Hi skinny, hi thin fellow." Skinny, very thin. How do you like to be ducked? If I duck you in water, if I push you in water, how it would be? He wanted to enjoy the fun. So probably very sadistic. He wanted to see what happens to him when he pushes him into the swimming pool. And remember, first of all, he had a lot of fear of water and he wanted to learn swimming. He had come over there. He was all alone, waiting for someone else. And this fellow comes when nobody else was there. What does he do next? This boy, bruiser, who had come over there, very muscular, what does he do? He just says, "Hi, skinny, hi." And skinny, very lean and thin. And he picks him up. With that, he picked me up. He says, "Hi, skinny, how do you like to be ducked?" And he picks him up and tossed me into the deep end. He has thrown him into the deep end. First of all, he had a lot of fear of water and he has thrown him into the deep end, not to even to the shallow end. I landed in a sitting position, swallowed water, and went at once to the bottom. So, what has happened? Suddenly, he has picked him up, threw him into the water, and he has gone directly to the bottom of the swimming pool, where at the deep end. I was frightened. So he was very much scared, but not yet frightened out of my wits. So he was not frightened to that extent that you won't know what is happening like. So he was totally conscious what was happening. So he was frightened. He had grown panicky, but he was not so much out of his wits. On the way down, I planned. So, wits, that's intelligence, that was there in his mind that yes, what is happening? I'm going down, I may get drowned. And then when he was going down into the water, he planned. When my feet hit the bottom, I would make a big jump. So when I touch the bottom of the swimming pool, immediately I'll make a big jump. I'll push myself down with the leg and I'll come to the surface like lie flat on it. And I will lie flat. Now here, now here he wants to somehow survive. So lie flat on the surface. Paddle to the edge of the pool. And he wanted to paddle with the help of the hands and come to the edge of the pool. So how will he survive there? That is what he is thinking about it as he is going down into the yes in the swimming pool. It seemed a long way down, and he felt that it was a long way down as we was going down in the swimming pool. Those 9 feet were more like 90. See here it's a deep end. Those 9 feet were more like 90, and before I touched bottom, my lungs were ready to burst. So whatever he had planned, it has not happened like that. See, on one hand, lot of fear. On other hand, his whatever the plan that he was doing it, probably it was not happening like that. And he was feeling that as if his lungs are going to burst. But when my feet hit bottom, I summoned, I gathered all my strength and made what I thought was a great spring upwards. So, what he had thought, what he had planned, likewise, he tries to do that. Come up like a spring. I imagine I would bob to the surface like a cock. How the cock, when you're opening the bottle, it happens, suddenly it will come out. With that action only, he thought that he would be able to come to the surface. Instead, I came up slowly. I opened my eyes and saw nothing. And when he opened his eyes, what did he see? He saw nothing. He couldn't see anything there. Now, William was coming upwards. But even he was coming upwards very slowly. And what did he see all around? He saw water all around. Now, water that had a dirty yellow tinge. So, yellowish water he could see, and I grew panicky. He was totally scared. I reached up as if to grab a rope, and my hands clutched only at water. So he wanted to grab something by which he can save himself and come to the surface of the swimming pool. But was he able to grab anything? Was there any rope? No, there was nothing. He couldn't grab anything there. And when he wanted to grab something, he could clutch only water and nothing else. I was suffocating. He was suffocating. He was finding it difficult to breathe. I tried to yell. So he started shouting, but no sound came out. So he tried to shout, but what has happened? No sound came out. Then my eyes and nose came out of the water, but not my mouth. So now he happens to come to the surface of the water. I fled at the surface of the water. And there, when he comes to the surface of the water, he tries to wave his hands. He tries to move his hands. Swallowed. But what has happened? He swallowed water, got choked. I tried to bring my legs up. He tries to now swim, but they hung as a dead weights. See, he had not learned swimming, but he tries to do that. He used to come and paddle his legs earlier, and he's totally paralyzed. So his legs are not moving now. They are paralyzed and rigid. They remain firm. They remain hard. A great force was pulling me under. So now he was going down. He was getting drowned. I screamed, but only the water heard me. So he was going down. He screamed, but nobody could hear that. He was there in the swimming pool. He was going inside. I had started on the long journey back to the bottom of the pool. So now he was going down towards the bottom of the pool. I stuck at the water as I went down. So he was striking the water, he was expending my strength. He was using all his strength. Expending means what? He was giving out, he was losing his strength, and he was trying to use all his strength as one in a nightmare flights. So it was like a bad dream. It was a nightmare, very horrifying dream. And where in the dream he was fighting with an irresistible force, with a great force which he cannot resist. Such kind of force he was fighting with, that kind of force. I had lost all my breath. My lungs ached, so there was a pain there. It was paining. My head throbbed, so throbbing pain that you could feel there because of beating. The head was beating there, throbbing there. I was getting dizzy. So he was fainting. He was getting vertigo. He was fainting, but he remembered the strategy. He had made a plan. So he remembered that strategy. And what was that plan? I would spring from the bottom of the pool and come like a cock to the surface. So he would push himself to the bottom of the pool and come like a cock to the surface. I would lie flat on the water, strike out with my arms, and thrash with my legs. Then I would get to the edge of the pool and be safe. And then he thought he would be able to come to the edge of the pool and he would be very safe. So now let us recall what we are seen so far. When he was at 10 or 11 years old, William had decided to learn swimming. For his initiation to this skill of swimming, he chose the YMCA swimming pool at Yakima. So in that place, he wanted to learn swimming where? In YMCA swimming pool. The Yakima River was treacherous, which flowed nearby was too treacherous for a young lad. So his mother had warned him. Quite understandably, Douglas' mother cautioned him not to venture into the foreboding waters of the river that had taken a few lives already. Already many people had died there in that Yakima River. So his mother warns him not to venture there, not to try to learn swimming there. But instead of that, he decides to go to YMCA swimming pool, which was quite safe. The pool had the right gradient. The YMCA swimming pool, there was a deep end. At the same time, there was a shallow end. Was scientifically designed with a 2 foot deep at the shallow end. At the farthest end, the depth increased to 10 to 12 feet. It's a floor sloped gradually towards the deeper end. The younger Douglas got a pair of water wings and proceeded to make his maiden foray into the pool's waters. As a young boy, he was reluctant to go there, virtually naked, baring his legs. He never liked to show his skinny legs, but he goes there, decides to learn swimming there in YMCA swimming pool at Yakima. Here he tells his childhood experience. An earlier outing to sea beach had driven fear of water. The water, however, appeared ominous to the boy from the very start. The awe of water had clung to Douglas from the age of 3 or 4. So that fear of water and outing to the California beach with his father had left some fearful memories. On that occasion, the surging waters overpowered him, nearly drowning him. Even if he held tightly to his father's legs, what had happened? That swept over him and he was buried underwater. Apparently, the water intended to kill him, thought Douglas. His father stood amused. It was quite amusing to his father. The dreadful, the frightening experience, the dreadful memory, however, haunted him for long years thereafter. Now William starts practicing there. So with the swimming gear, so he buys water wings. This awful memory came rushing into Douglas' mind as he waited by the poolside, waiting to take his plunge. Nonetheless, he went on paddling with the water wings in place. There were few kids in the pool. Douglas looked towards them, trying to imitate their flapping hands and legs. 2 to 3 days went by. In such practice, Douglas' confidence increased marginally, but there was misadventure or there was a tragedy that was waiting that brought him near to the death. William is alone and reluctant to enter the pool. So he was waiting for somebody to come so that he can paddle there, he can go on practicing swimming there. On a lonely day when there was no one around, Douglas came to the pool. The water was still, there was no movement of water, and the floor of the pool was clearly visible. He sat there on the edge of the pool as he thought it imprudent to venture in. He lacked the courage. It was unwise to venture, so he lacked the courage and he was waiting for someone else to come. And what happened? There was a misadventure. A big boy pushes William into the water, but he manages not to get drowned. A big boy looking like a bully came in short while. He looked 18 with his well built muscular frame. He was itching for a little fun. He wanted some fun. He wanted to play prank. Quite brusquely, he pushed Douglas into the pool. Poor Douglas was unprepared for the jolt. He landed in a sitting position, gulped water, sank to the bottom. He was nervous, but didn't run out of wits. Instantly, he chalked out his plan of action to come out of the danger. He decided to push against the floor with his feet, propel himself up till he reached the surface, lie flat, and then pedal his way to safety. So, in later part, let's see what happens to William.